All right, guys, it's that time of year again for our end of year holiday Christmas special where you get almost 50% off at cogornogolf.com. What that means for you for 2023 is a specific, detailed, personalized practice plans that we build custom for you, which is exactly what you need to get what you want. You and I want the same thing. We want consistency, reliability. We want to beat our buddies. We want to shoot lower scores. But when you're trying to do that all by yourself, it's very, very difficult. When you have a coach, a community, accountability, those things all become possibilities. And to make that easier for you, that's why we're offering this 50% off discount. You get 12 months of coaching for the price that people pay me for 2 hours. You also get over $3,000 worth of training videos, our live seminars, our master classes, our member library available nowhere else, and you get our community support. All of that for 50% off our normal price. Obviously, we can't offer this forever, so we are gonna offer this from today through January 1st. If you wanna play better golf next year, I'm telling you, these are the solutions that are gonna help you. I hope that you'll take advantage. We'll put the link down in the description down below. All right, guys, in today's video, we're talking about something you can do for as little as 10 minutes that makes drawing the driver easy. Now, this routine I'm gonna give you is a routine I gave to really several members that I work with at cogornogolf.com that we've seen really tremendous differences with their driver and their ability to get rid of their fade and slice and at least minimize that, but for some of them actually get the draw off the tee. And there's really one thing that you need to be able to do with your driver if you want to hit a draw, and that's learn to close the club face to the path. Learn to get the toe passing the heel. When you hit a ball that curves too far to the right, the face is too open. Okay, I want to say that again. The one thing we need to make sure we do, no matter how we get there, is close the face to path. Now, there's typically three main things that will lead us to do that. There's grip, there's wrist angles, and there's arm rotation. And in this video in particular, we're gonna talk mainly about the arm rotation, how to close the face to path and curve the ball to the left. Let's get started. Okay, so when we're talking drawing the driver and the routine that I gave to the gentleman I was working with so that he could learn how to close the face to path is really doing this tabletop drill. Now, there's one or two setup tweaks that we typically will put in to help with this. We'll talk about that in a moment, but let's go through the drill here. And I like to train this when the club's parallel to the ground. I just find it's easier to feel for players. So I want you to do this routine with me and hold your driver up parallel to the ground, or a club if you have it. And when you go back, you can take the club back, keep it parallel to the ground. Now, the trick is when you come through, you want two things to happen. Number one, you want to feel like the toe is passing the heel more, sooner, faster than you're used to. Remember, if you're here watching this video and you struggle with a driver that curves to the right, face to path is the key. We have to close the club face to the path. So even level with the ground, stays level to the ground. Now we want to get the toe passing the heel sooner. Now we put a little club path piece in with that for a minute, but first let me just show you what I mean here. When you're coming through, watch the toe of the club getting in front of the heel. Now that's a little bit of an exaggeration, okay, just to show you it's not happening that much, but that's what the sensation is. A lot of you need to feel like the toe is actually getting past the heel sooner just to get to neutral. Okay. Now, a lot of people will say to me in the beginning, well, Eric, isn't that a lot of club face rotation, right? Is that going to be hard to time? Well, you're already not squaring your club face, right? The ball's already curving to the right. So like you don't have the timing down as is. You need more of this just to get to neutral. So don't be afraid of adding more timing. This is going to take time away. You want to square the club face more sooner. So part one of this, we hold the club parallel to the ground, goes back parallel to the ground, toes passing the heel sooner, right? And I want to do a couple of swings just to get a feel for that first. Toe past the heel, toe past the heel. Now, with the first player I worked with, and I hit a shot with just that, we did our normal setup. I said, okay, just feel the toe passing the heel sooner. And they hit a shot that was pretty similar to that, which was a little bit of a pull draw to the left. And of course, the next thing is, right, Eric, wait a minute. I didn't hit the next ball perfect. That can't be the right solution. I said, no, okay, that was the right thing. We closed the face to the path, but why are a lot of you still gonna hit a ball to the left when you do it? Because you don't have a club path that works from inside yet, right? Players that curve the ball to the right have a club face that's some amount open and typically a path that's a little bit across, pulls and fades. So if step one, we close the face to path good, close the face to path, that's gonna reduce the ball curving to the right. You're either gonna hit a draw to the left, or at least it's gonna fade less to the right. But in the beginning, you're gonna still hit a couple of pulls to the left, and that's why we do part number 2 here, which is the path portion. So as you're getting the toe passing the heel on the way through, notice how I'm gonna change the level of the club. I go back level to the ground, but notice as I come through, I come underneath that angle, and then on the way through the ball, I go over it. So imagine there's like a line here. If we could put a line on the screen with my club head, that's like a tabletop. I'm going back level with it, I'm coming through under it, and going through over it as I'm feeling the toe past the heel. Level, under, over, toe past the heel. Level, under, over, toe past the heel. And in the beginning, what I like to have you do is do 2 or 3 reps like this, under, over, toe past the heel. Start with that and then hit one ball. So it's 2 or 3 rehearsals, hit a ball. 2 or 3 rehearsals, hit a ball. Feel the same thing, over, under, toe passing the heel. So I'm gonna feel the same thing as I swing, and that's probably like a 5-yard draw down the right center of the fairway. Now, I don't need to feel it that exaggerated because I hit the ball pretty straight as is. But if you're doing it and you're just feeling a little bit of that and the ball's still curving to the right, you have to feel more of it. How much? As much as you can do. Get the toe feeling like it's passing the heel as much and as soon as possible in this early phase of the downswing. Get the club head feeling like it's working under and over as much as you possibly can. And this is where the 10 minutes came in. For the first month with several players I work with on this exact routine, I said, hey, for the next 30 days, do just that for 10 minutes a day, as many days as you can over the next 30 days, and all of them hit their driver significantly better, significantly reduced the curve to the right, and for 2 of them, they started to draw the ball to the left like they wanted. And I said, just this, club parallel, back, under, over, let the toe pass the heel for 1, back level to the ground, under, over, toe past the heel for 2, and just a third one for bonus, same feel, and then hit one ball, right? Feeling those same sort of sensations. And do that for 10 minutes a day. Let me go do one more with those same feels. And there's the same thing. That one drew a little bit more, probably a 10, 15-yard draw. And I'm feeling those same sensations. That's a high draw. It's what we all want off the tee. Under, over, toe passing the heel. Now, there's other variables to closing the face, right? At the start of this video, I said there's 3 main things that make us close the club face. We said to hit a draw, you need to get the toe past the heel, the face close to the path. Now you can do that mainly via arm rotation like we're doing in this video, but you also can do it via grip and wrist angles. So just as a preface, if you're doing this and doing this and doing this and the ball's still curving to the right, and you're like, Eric, I'm going over under. I'm getting the toe passing the heel as much as I can, and it's still curving to the right. It's time to look at the grip. So just a quick, as you're doing this with the club parallel to the ground, just check your left hand grip. Make sure the V between the thumb and index finger sits over by your right collarbone. Same thing with your right hand. Quick spot check. Put your hands together, thumbs towards the balls 12 o'clock. Turn them towards like 1 or 2 o'clock. Just make sure they're on there correctly. So if you're doing it as much as you can and the ball's still curving to the right, double check that grip piece. If you have the grip correct, right, if I've got the V's over by my collarbone, I feel the under over, I feel the toe passing the heel. This is the easiest way I've found to get people to draw the driver, myself included. Now you can't see that, but I promise you, all 3 of those balls were draws between 5 to 10 yards down the middle of the fairway, and I'm someone who typically hits a little bit of a fade, right? So I gotta feel some of those to find middle, and these feels are gonna work with you too. So I like that to start out with. 10 minutes a day with just those. Now, probably 80% of the players that I did this with, I had to make some setup tweaks. So I just want you to be aware of this as well. As you're doing the under, over, the toe passing the heel, just double check that grip like I mentioned, okay? And just double check this trail shoulder and trail arm. All things equal, I'd like for you to feel like your trail shoulder pulls back away from the golf ball and down towards the ground, and that your right arm or trail arm is under your left from down the line. So the shoulder's back and down, and the trail arm is under your lead arm. Okay, shoulders back and down, trail arm under the lead arm. I'm gonna feel the toe past the heel, under, over. And don't be afraid to exaggerate that. under, over. It's gonna feel like a loop to you compared to normal. The proof will be in the pudding. I'm telling you, you're gonna hit the ball higher, farther, more draw bias, especially if you hit pulls and fades. Right shoulder back and down, right arm's underneath the left, over, under, toe passing the heel. And there's the same thing. That one probably only drew about 2 or 3 yards, so I could have got the toe past the heel a little bit better. But drawing the driver made simple. Make sure you have the grip position in there, but exaggerate those pieces. 10 minutes a day, next 30 days. As mentioned in the beginning of this video, if you really want to take your game to the next level, I highly, highly recommend you take advantage of this year-end special. It's an unbelievable deal. You're going to get drills, practice plans, things like this from us for you, personalized to help take your game to the next level. Hope you take advantage of that. We'll put that down below. If you like the video, do us a favor, click that like button, subscribe, share this with a friend, leave a comment. Appreciate you guys watching.